guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Josh. This is my 2-month review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I wanted to make this video because all of the reviews I found online were reviewing the iPhone 16 Pro Max compared to an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Bro, the majority of people are not going to upgrade their phone after 1 year. So to me, it makes a lot more sense to review a device that was upgraded from a device that was older than the previous version. If you're that interested in learning about the differences from the iPhone 15 Pro Max to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, there are hundreds of videos that will talk about that. But the device I'm coming from is the glorious, the almighty, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The iPhone 13 Pro Max was Apple's golden child device. It was the first iPhone with ProMotion. It was the iPhone that had the greatest battery life of all time. I loved my iPhone 13 Pro Max. The only reason I upgraded from my iPhone 13 Pro Max to my iPhone 16 Pro Max is that my iPhone 13 Pro Max, the Face ID no longer worked. All of the cameras on the back except the main sensor weren't working. So the telephoto and the ultra wide cameras were no longer working, period. I don't know, man, that was weird. I mean, that phone was really glitched out. So the majority of the cameras weren't working. The Face ID wasn't working. And I had major scratches in the display that severely limited my viewing experience whenever I was watching videos or movies or whatnot. And that to me was a problem. So I decided to see if Apple would give me full trade-in value for my iPhone 13 Pro Max. And they did. They ran the diagnostics with me right there in front of them. And I was surprised that it passed all of the diagnostics, especially since the cameras weren't working. So I went ahead and got the full trade-in value for my iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I pitted towards this beast, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So let's talk about the design here. I noticed as soon as I picked up this phone, I noticed the larger screen. The screen is amazing. So not only does Apple do it right with the color reproduction, but from the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the brightness is brighter. I know it's not the brightest device on the market, but it definitely gets bright enough in typical situations and outdoors, right? So whenever the sun hits the display, that sensor picks it up and it maxes out the brightness. The display gets very, very bright, and it does not warm up whenever it's using its brightest mode, which to me is fantastic. That is a feature I absolutely love. You won't have to worry about anything. Like I said, this isn't the brightest screen on the market. It's not necessarily the sharpest or the fastest, although it is 120 hertz. It is perfect. Like, for example, I have the Pixel 9 Pro here, which on paper gets a lot brighter than this iPhone does. But typically speaking, they are right on par. I don't have any issues with either device in terms of brightness. I don't have an issue with either one of them. So we'll talk about the Pixel more in another video, but just for comparison's sakes, especially when you look at the specs, the screen is technically brighter on the Pixel, but in typical usage, it's not. Not really, I should say. It's not really that much brighter. But yeah, so the 120 hertz on this phone is absolutely blazing. I love the 120 hertz. Everything on this phone just flies. No matter what you do, it's fast, man. It just goes, it goes. It's great. I love the screen on this. So let's talk about the cameras just briefly. I know cameras are very important to a lot of people whenever they buy a device. Let's just say that this arguably has some of the greatest cameras you can buy right now on a cell phone. And that goes for video as well. So jumping in here, man, the camera, it looks great. So this was just a shot. It was actually dark outside, and this is just our Christmas tree here. This is me and the kids in the van. great looking shot there. So yeah, this was a portrait shot of my daughter here. And I mean, the color reproduction, the sharpness, the background effect for blurring, it all looks great. So to me, this camera does the job. I like the Pixel camera differently than I like this phone, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I like both of the phone cameras. This is a photo I took yesterday. This was just so bright and such a great photo, man. I mean, it's the camera is nice on this phone, dude. Yeah, it just looks really good no matter what you do here. So any photo you take, it'll come out looking great on here. So let's take a look at some videos and see what that looks like. So this here is just a video we took swinging. Yeah, of course. This was just a standard main camera lens. Whoa. But yeah, guys, the photos on this phone, they come out great. Same with video. No matter what you do, it's going to look amazing. Like I said, the photos to me, as long as they look great, which they definitely do on this phone, I am very satisfied. And we all know that the iPhone's video performance is bar none, so you won't have any issues there either. For me, coming from the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the speed boost that comes with this phone is better than what I honestly expected. My iPhone 13 Pro Max had 87% battery capacity, so it wasn't that bad for a device of that age, but the device is starting to slow down, man. And like I mentioned before, there were hardware issues that were going on as well. So for me to upgrade to this phone, I didn't expect the speed improvement that I got. I just didn't expect it. This guy's just blazing fast. So no matter what I do, open up an app, things just go, things just move. I don't have any problems. Jump back to YouTube here. Everything's just quick, man. It's just it's just going. Yeah, everything I do is it just moves, man. Like, we'll open up X here, scroll through, see what's going on. Open up a couple profiles here, just scroll down, take a look. Bam. Everything's just quick, man. It just goes. Don't really have any issues performance-wise. It's fantastic. Honestly, all of these new phones, whether it's a Galaxy or Pixel, at this point, I really don't have any issues. I will mention that software-wise, I am on the iOS beta for 18.2. So I am on the developer beta. And I will mention that this is beta 4 as of making this video. This particular beta 4 has been fantastic. Performance-wise and battery-wise, it's been really, really good. I typically run the betas, especially on this phone, for the newer AI features. And 0.2 is nice. So whenever that goes public, I do recommend you guys going ahead and downloading it and trying it out. But yeah, man, for me, the performance has been fantastic. I don't have any issues. Apple just knows what they're doing. Look how quick that everything is here. I don't have any issues with what Apple is doing performance-wise. Everything's just moving and grooving. So yeah, I do love that about this phone. And that's one of the things you will definitely notice coming from an iPhone 13 series device. For me on this iPhone 16 Pro Max, as I mentioned before, I am running on beta software, but with this latest beta build and the device in general, it's been amazing. So this is beta 4 of 18.2, and the battery is now where I expect it to be at. Now, when I first got this phone, it took a good 2 weeks before I got good battery life. And now that everything is updated to where it should be, the phone has broken in. The battery is fantastic. There was a day, I don't remember what day it was, where I charged up to 100%. And I typically charge to 80, 85, 90, or 95, depending on the day. Like, for example, if I know that I'm going to be a day where I'm up from 7 a.m. to midnight or longer, and I want to use my phone the entire time, either running around with the kids or taking photos, videos, etc., etc. A lot of those times I'll typically charge up to 95%. Or if I'm working from home, I'll just go ahead and drop it down to 80% and then charge up. You know, it kind of just depends, you know, so you can play around with this and change your charge limits as you need. For me, I'll typically hover around 90, 95. But there was a day where I charged up to 100%. And at the end of the day, I'm talking 7 a.m. to midnight, I still had 55% battery left. And I wanted to keep going. So I went ahead and went to bed as normal. Woke up and I had about 52%. And that 52% lasted me until mid-afternoon the next day. So a full day and a half, easily, if you charge up to 100%. For me, I typically get between 6 and 8 hours of screen on time. So yeah, battery life on this bad boy, if you charge up to 100% using optimized battery settings, the phone will last a long, long time. So obviously with the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pros, Apple Intelligence is a big thing. So for me, I try to use it as much as possible. One thing I use a whole lot is the Emoji creation tool. So here's just a little thread of me messaging myself on another phone. What I'm going to do is launch the emojis and then click that little icon there. So we'll use a Genmoji here. So I'll say a monkey sitting at a kitchen table eating dinner. Click done. And there you go. And then it'll give you a few different options here. But I can click add and we'll add the emoji. Very cool. I love that feature. You can say all kinds of stuff, man. Like for example, this is me as a cowboy. And this is also me as a cowboy guy working on a computer. So I've got different emojis, so you can generate different things based on what you're doing or whatever. You know, it's a very, very, very cool feature. I do love that. The other feature that I use a lot is the image playground. So you click the plus button, it takes you here. And let's just choose a person, which will choose myself. And I want to, let's do Mage, Adventure, Fantasy. And there you go. Very strange, but kind of cool. The only thing with this playground is that it will cause your phone to heat up a little bit. It has gotten better over the beta, so I'm interested to see how this runs and works with the public release. Let's take a look at gaming really fast. Let's see what we got here. I do play a lot of Call of Duty. I do have another video of me playing the new Warzone on this device, but let's do an OG Temple Run 2. Performance on this phone is nothing short of amazing. There we go. We'll jump into Temple Run. In the world? Benny Kings. Yeah, the performance on this game is, or on this phone is great. I can't think of a single issue I ran into. Whoa. In the world? I haven't played this game in a long time. So yeah, guys, we don't have to play too long here, but yeah, the performance on this game is great. On this phone is great. Honestly, guys, there aren't very many negatives other than the camera control. So for me, I only use camera control for launching the camera itself. And it's not because I don't like the feature. It's just that I don't need it, right? Everything I need is right there on the screen, right when I need it. I will say that the actual camera control itself, For me, now that I've used it, it's not hard to remember how to use it, right? That was a complaint by a lot of people. But yeah, for me, I'm used to the controls. I just prefer not to use them. So of course that's a personal thing, but yeah, like I said, it's a glorified camera launch button for me. I also do like, I showed you guys a minute ago, but I do like this image search feature where you can actually search for things. See if I can get this in view. Ooh. You can actually search for stuff, search for things using Siri and ChatGPT. So this is an IKEA plant. You got it. I do like that feature a lot. See if Apple and ChatGPT can pull up the right. Go. There you go. Oh, I did want to talk about speakers. So real quick, it's on YouTube, and I like CJ's channel. It's a video.
YouTube! Everyone is wrong about their perspective on the iPhone. This is...
Bro, the speakers on this phone are insane. When I compare it to any other phone I have, the Pixel 9 Pro, the 13 Pro Max, the Google Pixel 8 Pro, it is night and day. I mean, it is damn near iPad Pro level, just without, you know, that a little bit of a boost in bass and loudness goes to the iPad Pro. But that thing has 4 speakers. The speakers on this phone are absolutely insanity. And that's actually one of my favorite features, honestly. It's a media experience. Display and the speakers. Speakers are great. So yeah, man, for me, this phone is great. This phone is great. It was definitely worth the upgrade. This is my favorite phone here. I will show you my favorite case as of right now. It is the Ryan London leather case. And I've worn this quite a bit. I'll typically run this phone naked, but if I do want to wear a case, or if I do want to wear a case to match, like, I don't know, a really good, really fancy outfit, this is the one I'll typically use. I love the way this case looks. I love the way this case is patinaing. And yeah, I recommend it. But anyways, guys, that's all I've really got. Thanks for watching. My name is Josh. I plan to upload a lot more videos, so go ahead and shoot me a subscription if this type of content is something that you enjoy. I will have a review on the Pixel 9 Pro here pretty soon. If you like this video, give me a like, and then let me know what phone you're using in the comments. Peace.